Well, I'm finally here. Sorry it took so long. And there's a big piece of significant news in college football. Thank you, Droid, for this. But first, let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh yeah! All right, sorry I'm late. 18 after the hour. Jay Spivey coming at the bottom of the hour, so this may turn express, this may not, but we'll see. Good morning. Got an itch in my nose. Welcome to the late starting Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. This hour is presented in part by Wanna Parlay, the world's richest parlay. And I'm trying to find a couple of elements here on the fly. You know what happened? I owe y'all a ton of apologies because I worked until 7 a.m. this morning, honestly. And then it took me a longer time after that to fall asleep. I didn't have any caffeine. I actually had root beer yesterday. I actually had root beer yesterday. Good morning, Droid. How you be?
I'm doing good, my brother.
You better. 82-78 at the Fieldhouse last night. Fog Allen Fieldhouse. But can you do it again in Kansas City?
I think we can, honestly.
We're talking about Kansas and Arizona to start the show today. Kansas takes down previously undefeated and number one Arizona, and that ranking will slip, but it won't slip far because Arizona's gotten off to a very, very great start this year. But how about those Jayhawks?
I mean,
Arizona last night.
It's been a long season, and I think one of our former friends of the show, Blake, would agree with me. It's been a long season. It's been a long and tough season for this Jayhawks team. Mm-hmm. A lot of question marks surrounding this team to start the year. Some bad losses in conference play to University of Central Florida and West Virginia. I'm
surprised you guys lost to UCF.
But I think Bill Self is finally finding this team's rhythm, finding out how his players really do play, because I feel like that's been a problem. Is just he's not letting Badunga dunk. He's not letting Jaron Peterson just go ball out. It's been a lot of those problems. And by the way, I just got a text shout out 7 Brew. If the Jayhawks score 77 or more points and win, it's a free small drink today with a purchase.
Well, guess what? They got 82. So mission accomplished. What's this mean? What's this mean going forward for Bill Self and the Kansas Jayhawks?
It means that our doubts of a tournament run have been smothered. Honestly, I was really questioning whether or not this team can make a deep tournament run earlier this year. But now that we're winning games, we're winning key games nonetheless against ranked opponents. I think this team could not only win the Big 12, but they could also still go deep into the March Madness bracket, not getting eliminated by Arkansas.
You're still bitter about that, I see.
I'm still bitter. Absolutely. We lost to Arkansas.
Joy joining us here on the program. For the most part, I'll be flying solo. We got Jay Spivey coming. We have Arrow Marks coming at the bottom of hour 2, asking the question, what does your team need to get back to the Super Bowl? And we're at 20 after the hour. Wanted to get that piece of news in. We got another piece of football news coming after the break, and then we'll dive into what does your team need to get back to the Super Bowl. Yeah, we'll run express, but we're still going to get the entire time in. Let's take a pause, and congrats to Kansas for the upset win last night, 82-78 over the previously undefeated Arizona Wildcats. Take a pause for a break, and when we come back, the Mountain West has a new member, and you won't believe who it is. Snowman in the morning, hanging out with the droid, back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
You can say you're not impressed. You can say you're not happy. You can say all these things, but no, whatever the case may be, the Buckeyes are on top of the football world. And it's just where it is.
The SEC.
And what does Georgia do? Well, as a team that has a championship pedigree would do, they came out full guns blazing, just like a tested SEC team would do. And
Big 12.
That team right there that is ranked 15 that put up 45 points.
Yes, sir.
They were picked at last at the beginning of the season.
The ACC.
Start with the biggest name first. Chapel Hill now. It's no longer called Chapel Hill. It's called Chapel Hill because Bill Belichick is now the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels. The CLP rankings, do away with that.
Right.
Do away with it.
Bring down the gridiron on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts. Cause we take this job so serious.
Nacho fry. Would you like a nacho fry? Would you like a nacho fry?
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the morning.
26 after the hour, 4 before the bottom, and Droid's in the spotlight because his light keeps flickering. Let's go to the Fanatics feedback. Let's go to the Fanatics feedback zone. Napoleon Dynamite is with us. So is Kendrick Green. So is my buddy Ryan, our buddy Ryan McCarthy. It says, "Good morning, Snow Crew. It's Droid." Yes, it is. And he also backs it up with the Super Bowl. What's that? Napoleon again. Same as a defensive interception, something your Jets didn't see at all this year. Ouch. Shots fired. McCarthy says, "You've used your one dunk on the Jets today at Napoleon Dynamite." I haven't used mine yet, and I got several of them. We'll get to the East. We already did the East divisions. We did them yesterday. Today it's the West division, and since it's the West divisions, and since Droid is here, we'll start in Kansas City in the AFC West with your Kansas City Chiefs. Aside of the obvious, which is a healthy Patrick Mahomes, you said all year, sir, that the Chiefs had holes in their game. And you dated it back to the season before where they kept winning games by the skin of their teeth, and that's just not Kansas City football. So I'll begin with you. What do your Chiefs need to get back to the top of the mountain?
Well, one of the biggest things we lost this year was Joe Thuney to the Chicago Bears. He was one of the key parts of that offensive line, and it left such a big hole, having to fill it with rookies. And, I love Josh Simmons. He's great offensive lineman, but he's just not ready for the big stage. And that's one of the big things is why we're not making the Super Bowl. Another thing is, I'm going to say this with my chest. Travis Kelce, just retire, brother. Please just retire. Give Noah Gray the spotlight that he deserves, because Noah Gray balled out when Travis Kelce was not balling out.
And Travis Kelce was dropping passes that he usually doesn't drop.
He was looking like Kadarius Toney in tight end form.
True.
He was looking like OBJ in a Browns uniform.
Good Lord.
I can't put all the blame on Mahomes, but Mahomes was not Mahomes this year. Costly mistakes, rookie mistakes even. I would say, like, when you break it down, you got the better QBs in the AFC right now. You got Josh Allen is currently better than Mahomes. Just based off of last season performance. T-Law, the man who we were considering one of the worst last year, ended up being one of the best this year. And of course, with the lack of a Lamar Jackson and a Joe Burrow production, you're thinking, well, what is happening? What was in the water in Cincinnati, Baltimore, and Kansas City this year for all three of the star quarterbacks to play like they've never played a game of football in their life?
I'll tell you exactly what happened to Lamar Jackson. I've said it for 2 years. He's regressed. Period. And he got exposed.
Didn't expect it from Joe. I mean, he's supposed to be this generational, but now he's playing like Andy Dalton.
He's playing worse than Andy Dalton. We'll get to the North tomorrow, but the quick note I'll say about Cincinnati is that an offensive line will help. That's been Cincinnati's problem since Joe arrived. But we're sticking with the West, and
I do got to say the wide receiver room looks like a joke.
Awful.
We got who we got? We got Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy. And who else do we have after that? Well, we don't got D-Hop no more. That's for sure. Who did we lose to injury? I don't even remember. And then you got rookie from Utah State, Jalen Royals. I keep forgetting his name, but he was really popping off late in the season. I think he wore the 80 jersey. I don't remember his name. He had like I think his name is Thornton. And then you got on like the 5th slot in the depth chart, Nico Remigio, who's sticking as a returner, from what I know. And another thing, the Kansas City Chiefs lack what the 49ers lack: a secondary. A solid secondary.
Well, I think
the last time we had a solid secondary Drew Tranquil was still on this team.
You're looking for the name Tyquan Thornton.
Tyquan Thornton, absolutely. That's who I was thinking of.
Tyquan Thornton.
He had a great breakout year, and I hope to see him give that production this upcoming year. But then also you got to we're looking at main skill positions, and almost every single skill position lacked. Cornerback lacked. Running back lacked. Heavy. Kareem Hunt ain't gonna get you those scrimmage yards, but Pacheco can't get you that Kenneth Walker type yards.
Exactly. Al High is with us, Kansas City Chiefs fan. He says not OBJ in a Browns uniform. That's how bad it was, and not just Droid's team's receiving room, but mine as well. The only difference, the Niners were able to get away with it because they had George Kittle and they had a little bit of depth in the receiver room. We'll get to the 49ers a little later. Sticking with Kansas City, you mentioned a problem that has been common for a lot of teams, playoff or not this year. No secondary. None. Healthy or not.
I think, like, in terms of secondary strength, the AFC is the weakest conference. The NFC has one of the best secondaries in the entire league. Like, you got to look. I think the Rams secondary is amazing. The Seahawks secondary literally won a Super Bowl, so you can't talk smack on them.
Nope. The Seahawks secondary.
I could argue that Budda Baker is one of the best safeties in the league, despite being a part of the Arizona Cardinals, whatever that organization is doing right now, apparently trying to trade Kyler Murray.
The only problem with Budda Baker, he's 33 years old. That's the only worry.
And then you got that's just not even the West. You got damn, my brain can't think. Honestly, the Carolina Panthers secondary wasn't too bad this year. They were pretty solid. And then you got the Falcons, who have a developing secondary. That's the difference, is that it's a developing secondary versus
which is going to be scary if they ever get their act together, which is going to be scary. 33 after the hour. Finish your thought, Droid.
And, I want the Chiefs to go back to the Super Bowl, but I'm starting to think our window is slowly closing, and it's going to slam on our fingers if we don't do something about this secondary. I think we should, a lot of people might not agree with me. I think we should draft that running back out of Notre Dame. I think his name's Jeremiah Love, maybe?
Jeremiah Love.
He's what we need. Like Pacheco, he's washed. He's not going to be the same anymore.
Y'all desperately need a running game, because even when you did win Super Bowls 3 out of 4 or 3 out of 5, whatever it is, your running game wasn't solid. Mahomes got you those Super Bowls. You need a solid running tandem.
Because let's look at the running backs that we played in the Super Bowl. Prime Raheem Mostert on the San Francisco 49ers. And who do we have in response? Jerick McKinnon. We played I think it was Swift at the time. I don't think Saquon was in Philly yet. I think it was Swift at the time in Philly.
It was DeAndre Swift.
And who do we have in response? Jerick McKinnon, who no longer plays football, by the way. He's a free agent. And then the Brady Super Bowl. I don't even remember who their running back was. I'm sorry, Bucks fans. I just don't have the greatest memory when it comes to especially running backs. But I'm pretty damn sure it was a solid running back. And then you look at the last Super Bowl we lost. And then you look at and then even look at the Super Bowls we won. The 49ers won, where we played Christian McCaffrey. And then we only beat them in overtime. And then the Eagles Super Bowl, in which we lost, and I will say that with a hard L, lost. We played Saquon Barkley.
And in essence, you also played Jalen Hurts, because Jalen
Hurts. Come on, man. I hope that is not the case.
I think Tyreek Hill is finished. And I mean because of a gruesome injury he suffered on Monday night against the Jets. 36 after the hour, and there's someone in North Carolina waiting for us. Jay Spivey joining us on a Tuesday this week. Good morning, Jay. How are you?
What's up, gentlemen?
Spivey, it's been a minute. How you been?
Hanging in there.
Your thoughts?
Aren't we all?
We brought the honesty yesterday when we talked about the Super Bowl. Now I want to hear from you, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts about the Super Bowl on Sunday.
Well, everybody talks about it was boring, and yeah, there was limited scoring, but it wasn't boring. Seattle's defense was totally dominant. That doesn't make it boring.
True. I mean, Seattle smothered the Patriots since minute one.
Oh, absolutely.
They smothered the Patriots from the.
That safety, I think he played at South Carolina. Eamon Warry, right? I think his name is
Eamon Warry.
I mean, you can't call a Super Bowl boring just because the defense is god tier. We won't say the Patriots defense is god tier, not even close, but there's a difference between 13-3 and 29-13. I'm sorry.
If you're a true football fan, it was not boring. It's not Seattle's fault that New England could do absolutely nothing and the offensive line struggled.
And that's been New England's that was New England's problem even in the Denver game. They just couldn't do a doggone thing. Denver just did less in the AFC Championship game.
I mean, it's obvious they had an easy schedule. We all know that.
Yep.
They got the benefit of having Bo Nix hurt in the AFC Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Their offensive line is really going to have to get fixed. They need a running back. They definitely need some receivers.
That's what Shane said yesterday is fix the front seven. Because when
you're anybody but Stephon Diggs, it should be Patriots' motto.
Well, and everybody knows they were probably at least a year ahead of schedule. So, I mean, not to say that they can get back to where they were, but, I mean, they're still ahead of where they probably should have been. Mm-hmm. And Drake May is, even though he struggled Sunday, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, he's probably the best quarterback in that draft class right now.
So why
to be fair, it's not really hard to be the best quarterback in that draft class.
But my question is, even with the struggle that happened Sunday, why are people still ripping Drake May? Even though he had a fabulous season, he got his team to the Super Bowl, they're still ripping him. Why is that, Jay?
Probably partly because he plays for the Patriots, I'm guessing, because what's going on the last couple of weeks with that, with the voting and everything, that's mind-boggling in itself. But to me, I mean, again, I saw Drake play in college in person. I was thoroughly impressed. I thought he was the best quarterback in that draft, even before the draft. And there were a lot of people who thought differently. Now, I think if you redrafted, I think would be the number one quarterback.
Everybody would take Drake May because I was impressed with Drake May. I had a chance to see him play also.
I also think the nerves got to him. It really did. And that's going to be the same case with I think it would have happened to Bo Nix too, honestly.
I think with their left side of the offensive line struggles, both at guard and it's tackle. And then the fact that he does tend to hold the ball a little longer than he should or not step up in the pocket.
Right.
He's going to fix that part himself. That's his problem.
That's been basically the only knock I had on Drake May. He doesn't climb the pocket.
And he got sacked an enormous amount of times. Inordinate amount of times.
7 of them, I think, on Sunday.
I'm not this year. I think he may have ended up having the most sacks, being sacked the most ever in NFL history. And then he does fumble a lot, and so ball control is going to have to be fixed as well. So I'm not blaming it all on the offensive line, but it's got to get fixed, and their skill positions have to get better.
Do they give the ball fully to Travion Henderson going forward?
Well, with the way that NFL, if it were me, yes, But the way the NFL is now, I mean, they never have one running back.
Right.
So I would imagine they would get somebody.
I would think he would be the feature back going forward.
I would think so too, but
it's the NFL.
Yeah, well,
very true.
Well, listen, it's obvious we're going the opposite direction now. We're with who was hired in the offseason. We're gonna go with young defensive minded coaches, it appears.
Mm-hmm.
And then after what happened Sunday, I don't see that changing anytime soon.
I don't see that changing.
Because clearly Mike McDonald's an excellent coach.
Mm-hmm. And Seattle's a little bit ahead of schedule also.
I mean, they could be around for a couple of years.
They're going to be around for a while. They keep that team, and especially their defense as solid as it is right now. They're going to be around for a while.
I hesitate. I would normally agree with you, but I hesitate saying something like that because it can change on a dime in the NFL.
True. Very true.
And a team can really change itself overnight, either direction,
Mm-hmm.
with off-season moves, but be it draft or free agency.
Mm-hmm. We're talking we're focusing on the West divisions of what they need to get either to or back to the Super Bowl. We talked about the Chiefs, and we're staying in the AFC West. This hour we'll stay in the AFC West. And I want to hear your opinion on what the Chiefs need to get back to the top of the mountain.
Well, they definitely need a running back, and Mahomes needs some help.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
It's question is what Kelsey's going to do. And I know he's coming down the end whether he retires or not. I understand that, but they're going to have to get a tight end.
Yes,
that offense is way more effective when a tight end is involved in it.
What was the name, Joy, that you mentioned earlier?
It would be the secondary tight end, Noah Gray. Gray. He's solid, but I do think we need to draft a tight end.
Oh, yeah. They're gonna have to draft a tight end.
The problem, and I mentioned this yesterday, is depth. With everybody trading their picks away, they're not allowed to build through the draft, and they're not allowed to address the depth. That became one of the biggest bugaboos for Kansas City. Let's go to California. Your thoughts on what the Chargers need to do to build themselves back up and get back to the promised land? What can they do?
Oh, the Chargers definitely going to fix their offensive line, even though they spent a fortune in the offseason on that. Herbert's going to fix some of his issues as well.
Yeah.
He tends to hold the ball too long. He's got too many fumbles as well. He does have a lot of interceptions. And they definitely need a receiver.
Yeah, they don't have a number one or a number two in their receiving core. They got a great running back in Omarion Hampton.
Oh yes,
they got him. They got their workhorse.
Yes.
They need a receiving core because they don't have one.
They have no receivers.
None. And
to go back real quick with the Chiefs, with the injury that Mahomes had, I doubt very seriously he's going to start the season.
Yeah,
this is not a knee injury. This is an Achilles injury.
This is an ACL, and that's a year-long injury.
No, this is an Achilles injury.
Oh, it's an Achilles.
Yes, Achilles.
Yeah, it was an Achilles.
If it's an ACL, I think he'd be ready. But I don't. That's usually a good at least 11 or 12 months. I doubt he's going to be ready.
That's a full year. That's a full year injury. Oh man, it's gonna be weird seeing the Chiefs without Patrick Mahomes since we've seen him for a long time now. To the Raiders, where do we start with them?
Oh my!
Blow up the whole organization.
Ugh.
Blow them up and move them back to Oakland.
Well, the first thing they need to do is not going to happen. Mark Davis needs to be eliminated as the owner, but that's not happening.
No, it's not going to happen. Just like Dallas.
He's not Al Davis, that's for sure.
No, not even close.
I mean, they need to change everything. That team is a disaster.
To say
and the thing that hurts the most, they're going to be wasting Ashton Genty's career.
They're not only going to waste Ashton Genty's career, but whichever quarterback they draft, they're going to waste his career.
Well, I think we know
you mean Mendoza?
I think Mendoza's going to be picked. I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, I'm being a little facetious, but yeah, they're gonna draft Mendoza. They got two great pieces on offense already in Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty.
That's
who actually knows?
Brock
The Raiders
Bowers,
might make a stupid pick like they have in the past and not pick Mendoza.
Brock Bowers is phenomenal. He just happens to be on a terrible team.
Yeah, which breaks my heart because I loved watching Bowers play. I love watching Bowers play.
I remember watching him as a freshman at Georgia. I mean, he was seriously like a man among boys. At Georgia.
At Georgia.
I mean, I know the NFL rule is you got to be in college 3 years. He could have been drafted his freshman year.
I thought he would
say that about many people in college football. You cannot.
No, you can't. You simply can't. Danny Fuller is with us. He says the AFC West is semi-balanced, but no real threat. Seriously, Denver is good.
Denver's probably going to be the cream of the crop in this division for a little while.
Yeah,
because the Chiefs are going to go through this kind of metamorphosis here in the next couple of years, I would imagine.
While they get healthy and get all of the pieces they need. Ryan McCarthy says the offensive line needs to get healthy. They'll have Slater back. He's talking about the Chargers and Alt back next season. That's going to help them.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because they had so many injuries this year. I mean, surely that injury bug is not going to hit again.
Sure, the Chargers injury bug hit the offensive line when they lost both Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was Herbert's protection, right?
And
there.
That was a key chunk of what they spent their money on too.
The offensive line. The offensive line. Now we're talking about the Raiders, and outside of Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers, they're going to draft Fernando Mendoza. You can't get rid of Mark Davis you can't get rid of Mark Davis, although a lot of Las Vegas will tell us they want to. What else do they need to solve this Max Crosby situation.
Definitely. That's a mess.
They're either going to keep him or they're going to let him go. It's like they're dangling him. They're dangling Max Crosby out to everybody, but then they pull it back at the last minute going, nope, you can't have him.
After the way he's been treated, they got to let him go.
They got to. Which brings me to this question. And Droid, I'll start with you. Who gets Max Crosby? Who steps up and trades for Max Crosby?
Not a single person in the AFC West. I'll tell you that now.
That's not
because I think Denver's pretty happy with their linebacker core and their defensive line. Just not too happy with their secondary. Chargers could use him, but we've seen what they've done to star defensive linemen before. So scratch them off. He's not going to stay in Oakland, obviously, and the Chiefs can't afford him. So.
Right, because he is going to command a lot.
Scratches the whole West.
I don't think he's going to be in Oakland anyway. I think he'll probably be in Vegas.
You know what? I don't know.
I don't even think he's going to be in the same conference if he does get moved.
I'm just saying the Raiders are not in Oakland anymore. They're in Vegas now.
Yeah, I often say Oakland Raiders just for the heck of it, but he's not going to be in Vegas next year.
Now, I will say They ought to be in Oakland, and the Chargers should most definitely be in San Diego.
Agreed.
But if he is going to go to a team, I could see. I hate to say it, I could see him maybe going to the Bills if they can find the money for him.
No, the Bills need offensive help desperately.
Well,
yeah, but this is a history with the Bills where they focus on buying defense instead of buying offense.
Well, they made a huge mistake by getting rid of Sean McDermott to begin with. So.
Agreed. They had no business getting rid of McDermott.
And Terry Pagula looked like a fool sitting up there as the owner.
And now you have a new stadium coming for the Bills, and what are you going to present to them? What are you going to present to the fans that want to see this Bills team continue to compete?
Listen, you can't keep wasting Josh Allen because he's not. Some of these hits are eventually going to take over. He's by far the best quarterback in the NFL now, but at some point his body's going to break down with as many hits as he takes. And you can't keep wasting him. I mean, they got to take advantage of this little window they have. And with the offense and the defense struggled this year as well, but he has no weapons. Josh Allen has no weapons.
And with each
he
failure
can't do this
of
by
them,
himself.
Who we got? Keon Coleman.
Oh,
and
they
with
got
each
no running backs,
failure
no
of
receivers,
them,
no true tight ends. There's
and with each year they fail to make the Super Bowl, the window gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Exactly right.
They have nothing on
I
offense.
still find it crazy that Sam Darnold is the first from the 2018 class to win a Super Bowl.
You know what? I can't be too surprised. Because
I mean, they did say on his draft report he does not fold under failure.
Mm-hmm.
A bigger surprise to me, and I'd heard this a couple times, but it got back. They mentioned this again on Sunday. He is the only quarterback in the history of Southern Cal to win a Super Bowl. That's amazing to me.
That's wild.
And everyone said Caleb was going to do it because Sam Darnold's been basically a journeyman, but he still won a ring.
That with all the great players Southern Cal's had, that's just amazing to me.
The first quarterback from Southern Cal to ever win a Super Bowl is not Caleb Williams, it's Sam Darnold.
And what about all those idiots, including the Carolina Panthers, who let him go?
You know, that was the stupidest thing they ever did.
Letting him go.
The Vikings let him go. The Panthers let him go. We all know about his chronicle career with the Jets.
Well, that's the Jets, more than likely.
Yeah, of course, that's the Jets. Let's have some fun. We did the East Division yesterday, but I want to hear what Jay has to say about what the Jets need, which we know is everything. But I'll let you break it down what the Jets need to try to get to the top of the mountain. With every other team, I say get to the mountain, save maybe the Raiders and a couple of others. With the Jets, I say try to get to the top of the mountain.
Well, for starters, you got to I don't care who you are, especially the Jets. You got to have a quarterback.
Yep. And they don't have one.
They do not have one. And clearly, Justin Fields is clearly not the answer.
Has he ever been the answer?
No.
Was he the answer in Chicago?
No.
Would he be the answer was he the answer
he
in
most certainly
Pittsburgh?
wasn't the answer in Pittsburgh either.
Will he be the answer? Who takes a chance on him?
Somebody will probably, but
N-O-B-O-D-Y. Nobody.
Somebody
I wouldn't take
will
a chance on
his
him.
athleticism, but why?
His athleticism is wasted. Okay? His athleticism was wasted when he got beat up in Chicago for 2.5 years.
He's not a good quarterback.
At all. At all. Because Damian says Justin Fields is not the problem. Wrong answer, Damian. Justin Fields is the problem.
He's a huge part of the problem.
I've said this before, and like Droid said earlier in the program, I'm going to say it with my chest. Justin Fields can't play quarterback, period.
That's obvious.
Like he was okay at Ohio State, but in the NFL,
wait a minute.
He's dog.
Listen, he was carried at Ohio State.
Again, that's why I said he was okay.
Man, just a moment, fellas. Give me this camera. Justin Fields is a problem quarterback because he can't play the position, period. He was carried at Ohio State, Damian Hernandez. He was carried.
Bobby, don't say the word good. We don't say the word great. We say okay.
Listen, over the last 15, 20 years, probably the team at least in the top 3, I will say, in terms of college talent. Ohio State's easily in the top 3.
Yep. Very easily.
I mean, the league is littered with former Ohio State players.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, he got helped. Absolutely, he got helped.
McCarthy says, could you imagine a quarterback room with Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, and Tua? Good Lord. Nope. And I don't want to imagine it.
Ugh.
I don't want to imagine it because I don't want to lose my breakfast. I don't want to lose my breakfast imagining that room. But the crazy part is it could happen this offseason. which is the most frightening thing.
But
Anyway,
I don't know where they're going to get a quarterback.
AliExpress.
What was the last great quarterback? And I'm putting the word great in quotes since we're talking about the Jets that the Jets had. What was their last great? Who was their last great quarterback?
Great
Joe Namath,
quarterback?
maybe?
The obvious answer would be Joe Willie Namath.
Well, yeah, great, yes.
The obvious answer is Joe Namath.
They've had some
I mean,
ones.
do we count one season wonder Mike White?
No,
No,
because he didn't play. He only played half a season.
Vinny
McCarthy
was
came
pretty
up with-
good. Mark Sanchez was pretty good.
And Mark Sanchez got worn out. Oh, McCarthy came up with an answer. Chad Pennington.
Pennington was really good. But I mean, none of these are superstars.
They have not had a number one standout quarterback.
They stupidly drafted in that amazing 83 class. They drafted Ken O'Brien.
Ken O'Brien, yes. Dan Marino sitting right there. John Elway sitting right there. And they draft Ken O'Brien, who to me had only one good game in his career. Only one. And that was that 86 shootout against Dan Marino. When both of them threw for over 400 yards. And the Jets won in overtime thanks to a TD pass from Ken O'Brien. But that was the one great game Ken O'Brien had in his career. One.
Am I reading this right? Hold on.
What are you
Seattle Sonics on the verge of returning? What?
Who?
Don't say that. Don't tease me like that.
Who's this?
This is what I'm reading. That is what I'm reading. It's not from ESPN, but it's definitely a reliable source.
Who is this?
What's the source?
Stadium Live. They always they use the same sources as ESPN does.
Okay.
Sonics on the verge. I don't believe it, but I'll keep my prayers. I'll keep my prayers in check.
This coming.
Seattle never should have.
They're going to put a team. They're going to put a team in Seattle.
But the Supersonics should have never gone away.
No, definitely not. But they're definitely going to get an expansion team.
Yeah. They've been hinting at it. That I would not stand for this Ken O'Brien slander. Well, Ken O'Brien deserves it because he wasn't good.
Please.
Well, McCarthy put said laugh out loud with that.
Question:
Seattle's been
who got of those quarterbacks? Who was drafted behind Ken O'Brien? Wasn't Jim Kelly one of them?
Yes.
Ooh, wait, hold on.
Jim Kelly was one of them.
Who was?
You
had Jim Kelly right there. You had Jim Kelly right there, Dan Marino right there, as I said a moment ago.
Oh, that's right, Kelly. Marino was, yeah.
John Elway was right there.
Well, John Elway was the number one pick, so they weren't going to get him. There.
And they drafted Ken O'Brien.
But so it was Kelly and Marino who were drafted behind him. Then.
According to McCarthy, they were drafted ahead of him.
No, O'Brien was drafted ahead of them, though, right?
Yeah, O'Brien was drafted ahead of Marino.
But not Kelly.
That I know.
But not Kelly. Look at the 83 class to see who's. I think Kelly was drafted behind O'Brien, if I remember correctly.
Doing this right now. Live research, folks.
Live research.
Here's a couple names. Here's a couple names that were in that first round draft class. Todd Blackledge from Penn State, Tony Eason from Illinois. John Elway was drafted first. Blackledge 7. 14 was Jim Kelly.
Okay, so I was wrong about that. Okay.
Yeah, Jim Kelly was drafted ahead of Ken O'Brien. The next pick by the Patriots was Tony Eason, and I watched him play at Illinois.
Well, at least he reached the Super Bowl.
Yes, and he got swallowed up by the Bears.
He sure did.
And Ken O'Brien was drafted 3 picks ahead of the legendary Dan Marino.
Oh, goodness.
I gotta ask to the man himself, Jay Spivey. What? Like, it's about college football, and I know you've said it a billion times before, but can you remind the people that it takes more than 1 year to rebuild a program?
There's plenty of evidence
Well,
of that.
Yes, I would say generally that's the case, but with NIL and the portal, I'm not so sure you could truly say that anymore.
Would you also remind the folks what is the worst coach position in football?
The position we're discussing as we speak.
Quarterback.
The one that you need the most. You are not going to win without a quarterback, and it is by far the worst coach position in all of sports.
Mm-hmm. Period.
I did see that UNC did get this young quarterback out of high school, and I was like, I saw some of his footage. It's very questionable. He's got speed, he's got throwing power, but accuracy is wide right.
Justin Fields, anybody?
No, not Justin Fields. I'm talking about Buffalo. That's a shot at Buffalo, but anyway. Tyler Bass, wide right.
Just like I said, Justin Fields, anybody? All right, we got our halftime break. Jay Spivey joining us here on a Tuesday. You can hear him each and every week here on Snowman in the Morning. And Jay, I thank you very much for stopping by, my man. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hour 2 after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
The spirit of battle is a powerful force. It's a force that drives us, pushes us beyond our limits. It's a fire in our hearts that fuels our determination, our commitment, our strive for greatness. Every challenge faced, every obstacle overcome, it sharpens our skills and fortifies our resolve. This relentless pursuit of excellence makes the journey so exhilarating. And the victory, it makes the victory sweet.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast, every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets. Cause we take this job so serious.
Get me the out of here, please.
Hey! There it is. Damn it!
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Well, I've been messing around, and I gotta say, we have an ID for you. This is Snowman in the Morning.
You're listening to WJKS-TV, your Hoosier Sports Home and Indiana Sports Hub play-by-play voice. You're listening to WHDR-DB, your radio home and voice of the Carolinas. You're listening to WBWS-DB, your new Chicago Sports Hub radio voice.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
You're listening to WQVZ, 1700 AM Mission Radio.
And Father O'Shaughnessy, you need to go to hell.
Dear Bronsexuals.
Well, that game sucked.
I'm on Alarm Island.
The is that?
Shut your mouth.
You like that? You like that?
You fool!
We need to see
Get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
the utter blasphemy.
I had some fun. I had some fun piecing that ID together. There's somebody with a green hat on that ain't a leprechaun. He's all Easterner, and I got to introduce him.
Leprechaun?
Passionate.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Unflinching.
Let's go back to losing. Parking was easier.
Unrelenting.
They're not going to keep him off the field tonight.
Totally.
This one has a chance.
Deeds.
That's not just a murmur, that's a full-blown fibrillation.
Deets.
Hey, what's up, Droid?
How you been, brother?
Droid is back.
Droid, my favorite Kansas friend. How about it? Making UConn #1 last night.
I mean, you know, I didn't expect a lot going into that game. Honestly, I'm being real.
And one of Dietz's favorite lines about
don't.
Not after that. Hey, no, Snowman, we're not bringing that up. Not after last night. After they gave Arizona the whooping they needed to bring UConn to the #1 team in the country.
Well, that ain't gonna happen, and I have a reason why. UConn lost to St. John's. At least this week, it won't be #1. They lost Friday. UConn did to St. John's. 81-72.
I still think UConn can take that #1 spot either way.
It'll be next week where UConn will be the number one team. The NBA's expansion plans, and this is according to Yardbarker, I have the article in front of me right now, are picking up steam, and a vote could be coming sooner than expected. Commissioner Adam Silver first brought up the possibility before the 2021 season. A few months ago, he suggested a decision could land sometime in 2026, and that window is starting to close in fast. Two cities keep coming up in these conversations, Seattle and Las Vegas. Silver pointed to both in December, citing Seattle's NBA roots, which you dug up and took away, and Las Vegas's growing ties to the league. More on that later.
Give it to Kansas City over Vegas. That's all I'll say.
Kansas City needs to have a team again.
Are they gonna fight? Are they gonna fight over it?
Yes.
Take the best person, best fighter from Kansas City, best Vegas fighter, put him in the sphere. We'll have him duke it out for the final spot in the expansion.
You don't need to put him in a sphere. Just put him in Detroit. Just put him in Detroit. People see that seems to be where people fight in the NBA.
There's a pretty after what happened last night.
That is easily one of these best.
Palace too. Although this time it was never mind.
Little Caesars Arena, where you have fights in basketball and hockey.
There's a pretty lady backstage waiting, and she needs a laugh. So, Jen, my dear, I hope you hear this. After what she's been through this morning, and I won't disclose any details, one, she's got to be thinking,
I am too old for this bull.
And two, she definitely has to be thinking after what happened.
I ain't got no time for this bullshit. I ain't got no time for this bull.
There. Phew. Put somebody in the middle of the blank field, please.
But I've been itching at the seams to ask Beats about in general the Big 12. But first, I need to ask you, what do you think about this move from the FCS to the FBS by North Dakota State?
North Dakota State going to the Mountain West.
They're going to the Mountain West. Well, they need to get they didn't get the memo that it's all crumbling down anyway. Kirk Herbstreit said so on Super Bowl Alley. He said the only way to Kirk Herbstreit is now pushing the theory that the only way to save it is for the Power Four to break away. And if Herbstreit's saying that means it's prevalent in the NCAA offices, which means I firmly believe within the next 5 years you're going to see the Power Four are their own entity.
If not,
because if it doesn't happen, I mean they're already breaking this thing up. We've already seen it. We've already seen it go from once they started the 12-team playoff. Then they said, "Oh yeah, you have to win your conference to get in." Oh, scrap that. We'll just take the top 12. Oh well, if Notre Dame is anywhere near the top 12, they're automatically in. They're carving out all of these things for the Power Four. So North Dakota State moving to the Mountain West. I mean, it's a great move by the Mountain West.
Yes, it is.
How much now? The big question will be how much does this cost? Does the cost outweigh the move for North Dakota State? They're paying a lot of money to upgrade their facilities. They're paying a lot of money for the entry fee into the NCAA. Are they going to get return on that investment? We'll find out. But they've been dominating. They've been dominating the FCS. So there's really nothing more for that. There's nothing more for them to do there. But we've seen we've seen Appalachian State. We just saw James Madison. James Madison was an FCS program 4 years ago. And James Madison was just in the college football playoff.
Kurt Signetti, hello.
But the problem is James Madison got in, and now the NCAA is saying, you know what, we want to keep those teams out. They're actively making a way to keep them to keep those teams out.
At this point, if you so badly don't want group of 5 teams making the college football playoffs, then the group of 5 might as well just be its own league at this point. You know, group of 5 national championship. Here we go.
And have its own playoff.
Well, that's what Herb Street is saying, and I don't believe in that at all. But you know what they're trying to do. They're trying to phase them out. Why? Because James Madison got blown out by Ole Miss or whoever they played, and then Oregon, and then Ole Miss. Ole Miss blew out Tulane.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't want the group of 5 represent. They don't want it there because of the blowouts that have happened. But you know what? Teams get blown out in all the time. Alabama got blown out by Indiana. Nobody's complaining about Alabama being in there.
Bingo.
Nobody said a word. Nobody said a word. That's what I would tell Kirk. That's what I would tell Kirk Street. Like, blowouts happen. Blowouts are bound to happen. It's a difference of the mechanism to get teams into the playoff.
And say James Madison gets better, gets back in the playoff, and pulls off what Indiana pulled off. Because remember, last year, Indiana got into the playoff and everybody was complaining about it. Then they got the hell beat out of them by Notre Dame. And then Indiana gets stronger. They get better. They get in the playoff. They get in the playoff this year. They beat Ohio State. That's the first thing that upset a lot of people. Secondly, they get in the playoff. They blow out Alabama. They blow out Oregon. And then they beat Miami when a lot of people expected Miami to win because it was on their home field.
Right, I mean, just look at the. All we have are the 2 years to go on. We have 2 years of evidence to go on, and for people like Kirk Herbstreit to say, "Well, the Power 4 is there really a Power 4? Is there really a Power 4? You're really talking about a Power 2, because look back to year 1. SMU made it. They're in the ACC. SMU played Penn State, and Penn State drum rolled them.
Yeah,
that game wasn't even close, and that game wasn't even a game from the first quarter. On the first quarter on, it wasn't a game. They played in the ACC. Should we get rid of the ACC? Oh wait, Miami didn't even win their conference, got in and got all the way to a national championship. So
got all the way to the national championship game. Yep.
8-5.
Blowouts happen. What about Texas blew out Clemson again? Should the ACC not exist? Because Texas blew out Clemson in a first round game the first year. And every year we have this. We're going to have this problem in the first round because every year you're going to have teams that are 5th, 6th, and 7th. And you're saying these teams could have gotten byes because they're that good, going against teams that are 17, 18, 19 because they won a conference or because they earned their way in. It's fine if they get steamrolled. I'm okay as long as the mechanism to get them there is concrete and it says you won your way to the playoff.
Yeah.
Backing your way in like Miami did, it should be unacceptable. And
they did back their way in because
they got their chance. They took the most. They took the most of it. They made the most of their opportunity to be there.
Yeah, they did.
But that doesn't mean they earned their way there during the regular season. That's the confusing part.
Yeah, they didn't even play for the conference championship, and yet they get all the way to the national championship game. Duke and Virginia played for the ACC title, and neither of them got in the Duke won.
Duke won the ACC. Duke won the ACC championship last year.
Don't forget, they were 8-5.
They were 8-5. They won the ACC, and yet that rule gets jettisoned. There's somebody in the bag waiting for us, and she needs to laugh. So let's make her laugh, shall we? The Empress, Genevieve Yoso. Good morning. How are you?
Hi.
Now,
I trust you know about my circumstances in real life.
Which is why we're gonna make you laugh, because I have a bone to pick with this lady right here.
Excuse me?
No.
Excuse me?
I have a bone to pick with you.
Excuse me?
That song that I used for your opening,
Golden?
I can't get it out of my head.
We converted him. We've converted him. He's a hunter.
Ruh-roh.
Here's what happened yesterday. I was doing some editing. I was editing your intro, as a matter of fact, which I still couldn't get done because there's a couple pieces I still have to get.
All right.
And I turn on my Spotify and I hear that. And then in back of that, I hear, God help me, pineapple.
Yeah.
So I heard both of them in the span of 10 minutes.
Golden and pineapple. I
Now-
love it.
now-
I love it.
How am I going to make Jen walk off the set? Easy. With this.
I hate you. I hate you.
It's a laugh, though. But then you got this.
In the name of the Tom Brady, the Manny Ramirez, and the David Ortiz, amen. Now let's go.
Let's go.
And then you got this.
Father O'Shaughnessy need to go to hell.
What did Father O'Shaughnessy do?
We're still trying to find that out. We're still trying to find that out. But can we do Uma tomorrow if you're not ready today?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool. Stacey Jones is with us. As OMG, I almost missed having coffee while hanging out at my favorite sports bar. Welcome to you. The Super Bowl commercial was playing that song way too much. No, I was playing that song way too much because I had it on a loop. Totally off topic.
You have
question.
to admit, Golden is a brilliant song, though.
I had it on loop for an hour. Does that tell you something?
He is officially converted, ladies and gentlemen.
I had it. I had my headphones on. I had Golden on loop for an hour with pineapple behind it. We'll have the belt ceremony. I'll be ready
Don,
with it.
why don't you come
Friday.
on for it, even if you're just audio?
He can't.
Oh,
He can't.
Then
He's
who's gonna
still
get
having
the belts?
issues. He's still having issues.
Who's
with
gonna
that.
get the belts then? Don't you laugh at me with that laugh. Don't you laugh at me with that laugh. I know what that means.
Whatever are you talking about, my dear?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Do you hear this man? Do you hear this man when he speaks like that? That's the tone. That's the tone that means he got something in the back of his head, and you can't get it out. There's nothing you can do about it, and he's just going to laugh in your face about it.
Me laugh in your face about it?
Case in point.
That's all right. We got to get these belts out here because we got a teaser here. We got a brand new Pick'em tournament ready to start.
Yep. So we need to give Jen her 2 crowns, and I need to crown this pretty lady behind me who's working in her office. So let's take a break, and we're going to use the rest of the time just to have fun and cheer Jen up. What is, Droid? I got a question. What is this hat that you have on here?
What you mean?
The hat that you're wearing.
Oh, this hat?
That one, yes.
I don't know if I can print out. I don't know if I could say it out loud.
Never mind.
Considering we're on the radio.
Wait, Jen not get her 2 belts?
That's a lie.
Us not crown Jen the 2-1 champion?
That's a lie.
Us not crown her officially Jen 2 belts?
That's a lie.
Jen.
Borrow that.
Yo, so.
And of course, we borrowed that from Kurt 2 Chainz Cousins.
I gotta make me some belts in V-Royd for this.
27.
I gotta make some belts. I've got a project in the works for Hime for her birthday.
That's a lie.
I'm not lying.
I timed that one. I'm
not lying. I legit am working on something for Hime.
I know you are. I know you are. You know what
I
I
have
did?
a better explanation for this.
You know
what? You know what? Can I just shout her out really quick? If that's all right.
Go for it.
Okay. Can you guys do me a favor? Do me a favor. This Saturday, 4 p.m. EST, I want you all to go on Twitch. I want you all to search for 1973 Hime. That is Hime. Hime.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to wish her a happy birthday on Saturday.
Okay.
Her birthday's on Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
You know how I may make Jen laugh? I might pull out one of our old Twitch intros.
Oh.
Might be in the operative word.
Here we go.
We got a break. And we're going to spend the rest of the show just making Jen laugh. She needs to be cheered up. So if y'all can help with that in the chat, that is totally appreciated. Which means, since I call her my daughter from across the pond, I'm going to pick at her mercilessly to make her laugh. Snowman of the morning, back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
You can say you're not impressed. You can say you're not happy. You can say all these things, but no, whatever the case may be, the Buckeyes are on top of the football world. And it's just where it is.
The SEC.
And what does Georgia do? Well, as a team that has a championship pedigree would do, they came out full guns blazing, just like a tested SEC team would do. And
Big 12.
That team right there that is ranked 15 that put up 45 points.
Yes, sir.
They were picked dead last at the beginning of the season.
The ACC.
Tell me the biggest name first. Chapel Bill now. It's no longer called Chapel Hill. It's called Chapel Bill because Bill Belichick is now the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels. The CLP rankings, do away with that.
Right.
Do away with it.
Bring down the gridiron on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts. Because we take this job so serious.
Nacho fry. Would you like a nacho fry? Would you like a nacho fry?
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
I want a nacho fry, Gura.
Of course, you'd want a nacho fry. You're the one that pointed me to that clip, and I decided to turn it into a bumper.
Napoleon. That was Napoleon.
Well, I blame you too, being my daughter from across the pond. I blame you both. You can't flip me off.
I just did.
Yes, she can. As long as her model can do it, she can.
You keep out of this.
Hey, I'm your on-screen son for a reason, sir.
I know that. That's why I'm picking at you too. We owe you an ID. Bottom of the hours. This is Snowman in the Morning.
You're listening to WJKS-TV, your Hoosier Sports Home and Indiana Sports Hub play-by-play voice. You're listening to WHDR-DB, your radio home and voice of the Carolinas. You're listening to WBWS-DB, your new Chicago Sports Hub radio voice.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
You're listening to WQVZ, 1700 AM Mission Radio.
And Father Ashanti need to go to hell.
Here, bronsexuals.
Well, that game sucks.
I'm on Alarm Island.
The is that?
Shut your mouth.
You like that? You like that?
You fool! We need to see it.
Now get out of my face, you thirsty chiz.
The utter blasphemy.
I can't believe you used the end of my dear bronsexual. Was it really that entertaining?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Oh my god.
That's why I had you do it.
One of these days we're gonna make Droid hear it.
And that day just might be today.
What?
Here.
Okay, Commissioner, stop.
What?
And what about Jen? Are you ready? Are you ready for the Ides of March yet?
Is that really what I connect my headphones back to?
You fool. You a fool.
That is a running joke on this show forever. And now that I have my favorite song by the Ides of March, I'm probably going to wind up looking
Well, speaking of that big day for me, we're on the 30-day countdown starting today.
Folks,
that's why I brought it up.
And once Jen made the announcement of when she's bringing her 3D model back, Deets dropped that bomb, and I had the song Vehicle ready in the background. It took me like 3 seconds to find it.
The funny thing is that I told him like shortly before we started, and then right as the stream goes live, all you hear from Deets is, "You're holding your concert in the Ides of March?" And then
Okay,
boom,
Droid.
secrets out.
Yep.
This is the first thing that popped. It was the first thing that popped in my head. I heard the date and I was like, "Wait a minute, what?"
Well, that's what
What's
happened.
up, Luke? Can you say my name?
Yes, I did. I have something for you to watch.
Uh-huh.
And Jen said a moment ago, we got to have Droid watch. She said, "Quote:
Oh,
We got to have
Lordy
Droid watch
Lord,
my
you're
crash
actually
out."
doing it today.
So, Droid, here is
Yes, sir.
Here is 97 seconds of greatness.
Dear Glitch, you. Dear Bronsexuals, you.
Uh-huh.
Dear Facebook for allowing Bronsexuals on to absolutely destroy the platform, you.
What the hell did I walk in on?
Oh my god.
And dear Twitch for also allowing said Bronsexuals to stream on their platform, you.
Love it.
Kai Sinet, anybody?
Yeah.
And finally, dear ESPN for shoving LeBron up our backs and down everywhere else on our bodies for the last 23 years, is it? Yeah. 23 years. I have one message for you. You, and you. Now get out of my face, you thirsty chiz.
Damn!
Lord have mercy. I can hear those bleeps from across my house.
There was one Wednesday where we did the Bronsexual Confessions, and she wanted to close it out, and she didn't think I'd grant her wish. Well, I did, and that's what happened.
Oh, I don't remember what the last thing I said when I did one of those rants. I don't remember. It's been too long.
All right, that's our next goal, to make Droid have one of those rants. One of those legends.
It would have to happen after the Lakers and the Rockets play. Because that's my team. And also, to point out the hat, shout out to the people at the show for sending me this hat. They're lovely people, and they talk hockey, and that's my speed.
Mm-hmm. Can you be here tomorrow?
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Can you be here tomorrow?
What do you think?
I'm asking.
What do you think? You think I'm just going to disappear off this earth tomorrow?
Then
you think I'm going to get abducted?
Then bring the pucks.
There's a bear in the woods.
Don't you start with me. I have something for you to see. I have something else for you to see. Because I'm going to find the master. I'm going to find a rant by the master himself talking about one James Franklin. After he got
Virginia Tech's head coach.
Yep. But he was Penn State's head coach.
Virginia Tech?
Virginia Tech.
You got the whole ACC, and you go with Virginia Tech, the little brother to UVA.
Well, at least this year they were.
They still gonna be. James Franklin ain't gonna change nothing about Virginia Tech.
Nah, that's a good spot for James Franklin. That's a good spot for James Franklin.
Yeah.
Penn State was at the point where it was win or go home, and he's going to be in the go home section every time you get a win or go home situation. Virginia Tech's not in that. Virginia Tech is rebuilding, which he can do. Mm-hmm. We've seen him do it at Vanderbilt. Mm-hmm. We've seen him do it at lower schools, but there's no pressure. There's no pressure. The pressure of winning at Penn State is what got to him. We saw him. He never beat Michigan. He never beat Ohio State. He never beat them both in the same season outside of having Saquon Barkley.
And he only beat Northwestern twice.
Yeah, he folded him. He folded in big games. We talked about it all the time. He had one, and he had that one playoff run, and then it all collapsed. And that's what happened. Expectations crumbled them.
They were preseason number 3 this year, weren't they? Before all hell.
They were preseason number 1. They were preseason number 1.
Preseason number 1 was Texas because they played Ohio State. I think 1 through 3 in the preseason, and
I
now
thought Texas was 2 in the preseason.
Just a moment. I understand fully. Well, I've understood for 9 years why Dietz doesn't do preseason rankings, and he shouldn't until like week 5 or 6. 1, 2, and 3 went Texas, Penn State, Ohio State, and none of them finished where they started. Why?
And where was Indiana, sir? Not on the rankings.
Will you shut up a minute?
They started 13 or 14, somewhere around there.
This guy right here is the reason I became more of a Hoosier fan, because last year he picked Indiana to beat my Northwestern Wildcats. I said otherwise, and I'm trying to remember this. Curtis Rourke hung 41 points on us. That gave me a clue, and then this year happened. So that's the reason. And plus, my wife is a 2-time graduate of Indiana University. But what I'm gonna give you right now, Android, you need to see this, is the genius of one Cole Johnson and the playmaker Darnell Sollins coming together on bearing down the gridiron for one episode, or one segment of an episode, where they unloaded on James Franklin, or should I say Cole Johnson unloaded on James Franklin. Now, Droid, I'm going to warn you. There will be extreme laughter involved, and your mouth may fall agape several times. But here is the great Cole Johnson and his hilarious rant, and I'm going to start laughing, on one James Franklin.
Terrible to oh boy.
Nittany Lions nipped again. I'm sorry. Nittany Lions nipped again. Northwestern stuns Penn State. Why me? Why me?
Go ahead.
So Penn State, they traveled back to Happy Valley from Pasadena when they got
Valley,
where they got whooped to the tune of giving up 280 yards on the ground in a 42-37 loss, in which they were behind 27-7 at the half of that game. They came home. Correct me if I'm wrong. Were they a 21-point or 24-point favorite?
So against the winless UCLA Bruins last week, there was a 24.5-point favorite.
Okay, so they're 24.5-point favorite. So they were 21-point favorite in this game. Okay.
They flew home as a 20.5-point favorite. And this happened.
Yes. So we were thinking, okay, well, they took it on the chin the last time they played at home to Oregon. It was a tough, hard-fought game, but they lost it in overtime to a bad decision by Drew Law. We'll talk about it in a second. They travel over across the country. They basically have shown that they have no defensive line presence, because they got ran over 280 yards in that L there. They fly back to Sad Valley to face a hapless Northwestern squad. And although they went into halftime leading 14-13, let's be completely honest, they put forth, talking about Penn State, a putrid performance. An absolute dumpster fire of a performance. 22-21 was the final score. Northwestern beats Penn State, and Penn State goes down for a third consecutive game.
Northwestern.
And this is the three L's they took. Now, yes, the UCLA loss was bad enough because they were a winless team before the dub. But at least that was in the Rose Bowl. This was at home against a team against a team one person expects to win every game that Northwestern plays.
Not even that person expects them to win one game.
No, he may vote against them, but I know he thinks Northwestern is in every single game.
Sure, him and Mike Greeny was looking stupid at TV. Is that the right?
I'm sorry. Well, yeah, but yeah, I would think even Greeny would say, I don't think so. But the one that you're talking about, we know personally, and he probably would say, I was feeling upset here.
No.
Oh Lord.
I confirmed that on Monday. I was on the show Monday.
So, Lord have mercy. That's
you're looking at the TV like, hold on. Did they make a mistake? Did the scorekeeper make a mistake? No, that's the right score. No, that's the right score. No, that's the final score. No, that is it. Northwestern wins. Like I say, had him and Mike Green looking stupid at the TV. Did we just win? Yes.
Yes, you did.
He's right. I was in shock.
We did win. Oh my goodness.
Now, unfortunately, for
almost basically calling you out by name. Might as well say your government.
That's the messed up part. That is the messed up part about the whole thing. He's gone for the year. But I'll say this: Northwestern, I guess Penn State, they lost to a good team. They're 2-1 in the Big Ten, and they're 4-2 overall.
And by the way, Coach Johnson wants to thank Northwestern for one thing.
What's the one thing I want to thank him for? Oh, this hurts my heart.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
The fact that the athletic director looked at that 4-21 putrid record against top 10 schools, he said that played a whole big-time role in getting James Franklin, one of the greatest college football coaches, fired.
No. This is where I call BS on the AD.
He received the big the day after the game and the loss to Northwestern. Okay, so why are you calling BS on the AD?
You just said it. If the big game record was the factor in this, you didn't do it after they lost to Oregon.
No.
You didn't do it after they lost to a winless Bruins team in sunny California.
No, they did not. They lost to North.
They did it after they lost to Northwestern.
Well, we got to understand. Okay. Northwestern. See, this is a school full of doctors, lawyers, engineers, and journalists. Highbrow journalists.
I ain't Vanderbilt.
Journalists who wrote about this.
Northwestern is considered the Ivy League school of the Big Ten.
I agree with Cole Johnson on that.
And other than
I do too,
a couple of years that I know we can ask Snowman, and he'll rip off the years that Northwestern were the big boys of the Big Ten block.
1995, 1996, 2000.
In the Big Ten, they just have. And you had James Franklin lose to a patsy. But it is like what the athletic director of Penn State said.
And COVID.
But 4-21 for the record, he stayed getting and taking top 10 L's. I mean, I can't help it.
Brace yourself, Floyd.
Take a top 10 L's. And you just heard it right there from the athletic director. That weighed and played a huge part in having James Franklin get going.
It was not.
That was hard.
Jack, does it come back? No.
No.
What you said? Sorry. So that was Oregon. But then you went to Pasadena. And you must have left your wallet there or your purse or whatever, because that job rented you to call UCLA your dad. I mean, you were turning tricks like you were wearing a G-string. You were taking it on slow. I don't know what the deal was. But you received a good pounding in Pasadena, both on the field and in the sideline and in the hotel room. I don't know what to say about that, son. But you took a pounding, you took a beating.
You're stupid.
And then you went back home. You figured you'd be great, but unfortunately, Northwestern, you had to admit, I get ran through.
My Lord.
I thought you were whole for top 10 teams.
There's more.
I just don't understand. I thought you was a whole for the top 10 teams. That you just laid down for them. That you stayed taking L's to top 10 teams. But now you admit to Northwestern, your latest daddy, you get ran through.
Where does he come up with this stuff?
I don't understand how you get ran through. And then
top 10 teams with the pimps to Penn State.
You got fired. It actually pissed me off. It pissed me off because I was waiting to unveil this in 3 weeks' time. I was waiting to unveil this one. Ohio State is the best sex I ever had.
Oh,
God. Because we knew Ohio State and Columbus
No,
give you that
Cole, no.
We're going to be walking like you're going to be walking as if you received the biggest pounding of your life. Legs all wide open. You'd be staggering. You'd be smiling and be aching at the same time. And
you can add Indiana to that list now, too.
I don't understand it. Every time I come to Columbus and every time I see this team, except for once, I received the biggest pounding of my life. It's like they think I'm a porn star. I don't get it. Ohio State is the best sex you've ever had, but you don't get a chance to sample from that fruit this year because you decided to play so bad everywhere else. You decided to have other daddies in Pasadena and in Evanston. That it wasn't that you stayed taking top 10 L's. You said that you had UCLA mount you and have you be close to say that you his daddy. You said to the Northwestern daddy you get ran through, and now you won't ever get to say to your big daddy that Ohio State is the best sex you ever had.
Why is he doing James Franklin like this? Oh my gosh.
Cole Johnson, you a fool.
This is ridiculous. This is terrible.
Oh, I love you for it.
What is going on here? What is going on here?
Still have yet to meet him, by the way. I think that should be clear. I have yet to talk sports with Cole Johnson.
I have no idea what's going on anymore.
What? What did I do? What did I say?
I have no idea what's going on anymore.
What did I do? What did I say?
Shut up, Cole.
You sounded like you. What they doing? What they say? He sounded like you. What they do? What they say? I did nothing.
Over to the YouTube channel and watch the video. Oh my gosh, this man here is out of control.
Let me rewind that a little bit because we had a glitch for a moment. So let me rewind this a little bit.
But I mean,
if you listen on the Real Rise Radio, you do not understand what's going on unless you come over to the YouTube channel and watch the video. Oh my gosh, this man here is out of control. He's out of control. Oh my gosh.
He mentioned Northwestern. He gets ran through. I don't know what to say.
And you know what frightens me even more? Now I gotta feel that Snowman gonna come across this and he gonna cut this whole segment off. Oh my gosh.
Called you out. He called you out. Playmaker called you out.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing though. Playmaker handed this to me in a message. He handed this one to me. Oh goodness. Cap Mitchell is with us. Of course, our usual suspects, Damian Hernandez, Victor Locke, Tiger Stripes Media down in South Carolina. The big dog is with us in the production booth. My beautiful wife in the other production booth. I know Ryan McCoffey was with us for a bit. Thank you, Jay Spivey, for stopping by. Thank you, Jeff.
Well, they missed the big lead there. They missed the big lead. And Cole did a great job of breaking down James Franklin's faults in big games and his faults along the way. But Playmaker was right. It wasn't about the record in big time games. It was about the expectation. It was about the expectation of being the number, and you can argue where they were. They were number one in some polls. They were number two in the others. In the preseason, they were picked to be one of the top two teams in the country. They were picked to be one of the top two. They had a lot of people picking them to be in the national championship game, and it fell apart. Once that fell completely apart, that's when they got rid of them. Why? Because the expectation was too high. The expectation is what did it. And where does that expectation come from? What we were talking about before, how garbage the preseason poll is.
Yep, absolutely. And with that, we're gonna get the heck on out of here because we're approaching the top of the hour. It is lunchtime. I got some more editing to do. The next game we'll have for you on Snowman Multimedia Sports will be a Wednesday doubleheader. We're starting the Sun Belt at 5, and then we go to the Big Ten at 8. And the matchup in the Big Ten is number 2 UCLA taking on number 13 Michigan State from the Breslin Center. My thanks to my crew who joined this morning, all of our production crew as well, and all the fans who tuned in. Have a great day. God bless. And remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope you all are too. So long, everybody. Ain't no way you can top that. We're out of here.